All right, folks, major signal. A major signal on Bitcoin has just triggered, right? I'll let you guys judge for yourself. Have a look at this, right? This is Bitcoin, the price of Bitcoin. And this orange line, right, basically told us it was the Bitcoin top. It moves almost like the Bitcoin itself, doesn't it, right? And it told us it was the Bitcoin top all the way back here. It gave us, and didn't confirm this high here, and didn't confirm this high here. Gave us all these negative correlations, like for weeks and weeks told us it was the top. It was likely the top, right? And look at what it's doing again. And this is not the only time. I'll show you guys, go back in history and show you guys it has done this many times, right? Look at this. It bottomed here. If we look closely, I'll show you guys the actual numbers. These bottoms are actually higher than this bottom. These are actually higher bottoms, right? They did not actually lead to making a lower bottom. This actually happened again back in 2023 and many times before. When this signal made a higher bottom or did not make a lower bottom, even though it was just slightly higher, it led to a major upward expansion or rally up in Bitcoin history, right? This is an amazing signal that we truly should be watching out for. Once I tell you guys what it is, once I review to you what this signal is, it'll make all the sense in the world for Bitcoin and for crypto. It is so obvious, but most people stopped watching it. We used to watch it, but we stopped watching it, and now we realize, wow, that was so obvious. So what is this signal? Before we go on, first let's just answer the question of which crypto exchange does Pablo use? Well, Pablo uses this exchange that is non-KYC, which means you don't need to show your ID, and the exchange can't even see who you are. So of course Americans can use it. That means the IRS can't see you. That means the tax office can't see you. FBI, CIA, nobody can see you. See now, over $8,000 worth of newbie prizes just by signing up and trading. And I've made a deal with them because I like them so much. That's the Pablo deal, all right, inviting you to trade. Over 1.3 million users now, the largest non-KYC exchange in the world. And also, it is also the fastest growing non-KYC, fastest growing exchange in the world right now. So basically, if you are watching on YouTube, then the link is in the description below. The link is in the description below. But if you're watching on another platform, such as this one, then just go click in my profile page. The link will be inside the Stand link right here. So if we click on that, then the Stand link, that's the first deal that comes up. Okay, let's get back to trading Bitcoin, guys. And remember, this deal is only on the Pablo deal. Okay, so here's Bitcoin. What is this orange line that I'm looking at? It'll make so much sense to you if you know what it is. It is MSTR. That is just basically MicroStrategy. This is the price of MicroStrategy. Michael Saylor, MicroStrategy, the guy who buys Bitcoin more than BlackRock, right? So let's do the opposite here. That's plug Bitcoin in against MicroStrategy price. So let's turn the price of Bitcoin into an orange. So now, okay. So now we can see this was such a major warning. I mean, it collapsed. The price of MicroStrategy went to 540 and it collapsed, right, on November 21st when Bitcoin was only at not even above 100K that day. And then Bitcoin went on to 108K and then 109K. And this was once in December, once in January, and it didn't confirm. Lower low. And it didn't confirm another lower low. It just kept on not confirming. And yet, you know, I should have taken that signal more seriously. We used to look at MicroStrategy before. We stopped looking at it because sometimes, you know, there becomes, in a bull market, there becomes too many signals you got to look at. And guess what happened lately? It's been making a higher low. It stopped making lower lows. Okay, let's have a closer look at these three bottoms, right? See, what we're seeing here on MicroStrategy, you could say is kind of you could say it's probably making like a bottom. Like every time it comes down to this 230 level, it bounces off, right? So you can say that's kind of a bottom. But this low was around 231.92. This low was 231.62. So that was the real low. Next day, okay, 231.51. That was the real low. But this time, we only got down to 235.93. So it was $4 higher compared to 231.51. Yeah. So this was a higher low. And basically, we've been up so far. If we can break this line, and if that coincides with Bitcoin breaking 86K, right, in the next couple of days, that would be a pretty strong signal, right? So if MicroStrategy breaks and closes above this area, would be around, say, $326. And then, see, you see how this level is also significant because the times when MicroStrategy made these three bottoms, right? It was dancing around this level. Let's call it, well, something like this. Something like this. It was in this range. So if Bitcoin can close above, say, 92, and MicroStrategy then surely goes above, say, this 356, 57 area, then you would think the next big leg up is surely confirmed. Now, when is the last time we saw something like this from MicroStrategy? For example, you might think, oh, look, 231, 234, what's the difference? What's the difference? Well, look at this. Early in 2023, when Bitcoin was just starting its move up, right? We can see that that also there was a similar moment. Do you see how it made these three bottoms? So there was a pullback here, right, in MicroStrategy, and pullback in Bitcoin from what? From, this was when Bitcoin was at 31,000, back down to 25,000. And people wondering if Bitcoin was going to go back, dip below 20K, maybe into 18, 17K again. What happened was MicroStrategy again made 1, 2, 3. The triple bottom pattern we're seeing right now is basically gone sideways. Basically, it just keeps on bottoming around the same number. But what happened was this. It made a slightly higher bottom, right, than previous ones. It stopped going down, stopped making a lower low. So this low was 26.65. This low was 26.66, slightly higher. This low was 20.660. So actually, that was actually slightly lower, but this one, this low was actually slightly higher than that low, right? So basically, you had a situation where they were all kind of making bottoms around the same place. It's not, this time you could say is even better because this time we had a high that was even slightly higher, right? Refused to go down. And then what followed last time when it did this was a big leg up, right? And then Bitcoin went to what? Bitcoin went to 31,000 again. And MicroStrategy had a big run. Throughout the history of Bitcoin MicroStrategy, you can see they basically move together quite often all the time, right? And and often they confirm or deny each other's moves. So, for example, here, Bitcoin topped, right, on the January the 9th, 2024. But MicroStrategy topped clearly here on the 2nd. So 6 days before Bitcoin topped, right, we can see MicroStrategy topped. So here was another instance where you could say that MicroStrategy was happening before Bitcoin. So it's not 100% signal, but I'm just pointing this one out because what happens is often you need to accumulate like maybe 2 or 3 or 4 signals for you to be more confident. No signal works 100% of the time. Okay, here they bottom together, and here, look at this top, right? Bitcoin had a bounce, topped here, but it made a second top here. And by here, MicroStrategy was already telling us this top is not real, because MicroStrategy topped here on March 27th of 2024. And then by this time Bitcoin tried to make a second lower high, MicroStrategy was already much lower here on April the 8th, showing us this strength was not real. And that gave us the signal to get out on April the 8th, 2024. And yeah, that time Bitcoin went from 71K to 58K. Let's see. Can we see any more examples in recent times? Here is MicroStrategy. The high was $174 here, and on this top, the high was 173.47. So in fact, this is similar to the situation we're looking at now, except these are three tops, not three bottoms. So this was 174, and this was 171, and this was 173.47. So couldn't make a higher high, right? It had momentum had turned, and Bitcoin headed down. Okay. This was a higher high, but the close was much lower. See, on this day. And this was a lower close. Okay, so this is a good example. So Bitcoin had on here, for this top, July 22nd, Bitcoin closed at, Bitcoin's close was 67.5. And then a few days later, it closed at 67.9. But MicroStrategy closed at what? The close was 180, and this close was 175. So once again, right, MicroStrategy giving us these clues. So it is a signal that is very worth watching. And again here, oh, this is a good one. Okay, oh, right, that's obviously what happened in November, December last year. MicroStrategy topped like 1 month, you could say, before it gave the signal on Bitcoin top. So that's definitely a signal to watch out for. And so far, looks like triple bottom, but actually it closed slightly higher and slightly higher here as well. So those are very important signals to look out for. And of course, this also depends on what happens in the whole trade war situation as well. I've been updating you guys a lot on the trade wars as well. Okay, for all the Aussies, Pablo uses SwiftX exchange. My link to SwiftX is in the description below. For everyone else, thank you for tuning in. Catch you guys next time.